Hi guys, this is Michiel Functional Breath, and I'm here again with some cool video. And today we're going to talk about asthma because of there's many misconceptions and so on about it, and I'll show you what you can do about it. But first off, if you want to take your life into your own hands again and control your mindset, just go to my bio, click there on the link. You will find the landing page where I have a full course of 8 weeks where I explain how to breathe properly. It's all functional exercises where you can evolve from breathing in everyday life to really maximize your sport performance. But obviously a lot of that breath work we use as well for your health and so on. So hence my topic of today, which we're going to talk about asthma. So asthma, it's a restriction or an inflammation of the airways. I made a bit of preparation. So there's actually many types of asthma. So we have neurological asthma, for example, which really affects the nerves, such as the vagus nerve and the pharynx nerves. It really runs through from the neck, from the brain to the neck, to the chest, to the abdomen, and the pharynx nerves here on the side, lateral sides of the chest. And so it does affect a lot of how we feel here. So when the nerves are affected, they really have this tight feeling when you breathe. So a lot of asthmas are actually because these nerves are influenced in a negative way by other stuff like pathogens and maybe heavy toxins or heavy metals exposures, and also, for example, viral induced asthmas. Yeah. So what I actually had is exercise induced asthma. So I don't really have any problem with asthma unless I do severe exercise. And what I notice with that is mostly when my stamina or my endurance level is quite low, and then I have more problems with it, especially when it's cold. Then it really sets on my lungs. But since I've been doing breath work, it really, it dissolves a lot. Sometimes, if my training hasn't been really up par, then I can have it sometimes. But obviously with good proper breath work, and later we will see also with the diet, you can completely heal it. So yeah. And there's also inflamed bronchial asthmas. So that's actually where you have contaminants going into your lungs and being trapped in your mucus, but I'll explain later. Yeah? So there's a few misconceptions about asthma, one of which is that people say you cannot heal it, but you can. You can heal it with proper diet, with proper breathing exercises on short term and long term, which you will see now. And the doctors really want you to use inhalers because obviously they make money of it. They're not so cheap, but they are proper. They're actually just steroids that affects the symptoms of asthma, but they don't really go to the cause of asthma. So it's not really a solution. It's just how to cope with asthma rather than trying to solve it. Yeah. So let's talk a bit about the solutions of what we can do actually to improve and even heal our asthmatic reactions. So that is one, breath work, obviously, because we are here with functional breath, and two is your diet, who I will show you later. So we have with the breath work two different types. We have one, the instant solution, where when you have asthmatic reactions, you can do this practice so that you immediately get rid of that anxious, restricted breathing. And then we have the long term as well, where you can do just practices every day or how many times you want to do it. Remember, consistency is key as well. So that you will have less of these moments that you really have that asthmatic reaction to the point that you don't have them any longer. Yeah. for both of them, carbon dioxide is key. Yeah. Why is that? Carbon dioxide is the strongest and natural bronchodilator. Yeah. So that is also why if you have an asthmatic reaction and you feel like you don't have enough air in your lungs, you try to breathe more heavily and more severely. So you try to get more oxygen inside of your lungs and in your blood. But newsflash, that is the worst thing you can do. Yeah, it feels so unnatural what I say now, but hyperventilating or ventilate more than you actually need to is not good, because you already have enough oxygen in your system. It's just your carbon dioxide that tells you like, yeah, I don't have enough, I need to breathe, giving you the idea that you don't have enough oxygen, but you do. And knowing that carbon dioxide is the biggest natural bronchodilator is just it's just actually gold tip, right? So everything in life is what I always say is the biggest enemy of fear is knowledge. Yeah. So if you know already in the situation that you have an asthmatic reaction, if you know that carbon dioxide is the answer, then you will be more at peace to actually do this practice. Yeah. So the first thing you can do is a pursed lip breathing exercise. It's effective, it works, but the second one works way better. So the pursed lip breathing is you inhale via the nose and you exhale via the mouth with restricted lips. So you build up the pressure in your lungs. It goes like this. Yeah, so you really pull the lips together. You can pull a lot, like with very high pressure. You can do it less, it depends what kind of person you are. Just go along what you feel is right for you. Everybody is different. Yeah. So what does it do? When you inhale, you get air in your lungs, but sometimes in your alveoli, in the smallest particles of the lungs, where there's actually the gas exchange is happening, gas get trapped there sometimes. So when you do this, increasing the pressure in your lungs via exhaling with a pursed lip like this, you ventilate it out of these alveoli. Plus, with extra pressure, you also open up the airways. Yeah? Not only in the smallest particles, but your whole lungs. All right. So you can do that 3 counts in, 3 counts out. You can do it 3 counts in. You can do inhale, hold for 3 counts, exhale 3 counts, exhale, hold 3 counts. You can also do 3 counts inhale and 6 counts exhale. It depends a little bit what you want to do and what feels natural for you. Just make sure that you don't breathe too much, because if you breathe too much, you will get too much oxygen in your system and you will expel too much CO2 or carbon dioxide, which means that instead of making it better, you will make it worse. The second exercise is what is called the Buteyko method. It's very good. It's the Buteyko has quite a lot of practices and exercises for breath work. He invented this one about in the 60s, I think, the late 60s. I'm not 100% sure, but around the 60s. So what he actually does is he inhales and he exhales to neutral position, neutral state. So when the pressure in the lungs is equal as the pressure of the atmosphere, and he holds his nose, and then he moves around. He walks for about, he just walks around, or you move your head or you move your arms, just to get this to burn the oxygen in your system. Yeah. When you feel a slight urge to breathe, to medium strong urge to breathe, you breathe about 2 minutes, but you don't breathe normal. You breathe a little bit less, that you still have that hunger for oxygen. Yeah, that you have that for about 2 minutes. So we can do it together. Yeah. and this is 1 cycle. You do then 5 cycles and so on. Okay, so I inhale and I exhale to neutral position, and I block my nose, and I'm just gonna let me just rock around a little bit till I have like medium to strong, medium urge to breathe. And I inhale and I breathe normal, not too deep. Slowly, and it's always better to, for example, you exhale and you inhale, but not quite to neutral position, so that you still have that hunger for oxygen. You do this for 2 minutes. It does feel uncomfortable. The more uncomfortable it feels, actually the better it is, because the more CO2 or carbon dioxide you have in your system, which will dilate your airways. Yeah, so it is an instant fix, and sometimes it works after 1 time, sometimes it works after 2 times, but you can always go up to 5 times if you really need it, if you don't have your medication or tools at hand. Yeah. All right, so that is the instant fixes to personal breathing, Buteyko method. Yeah. We also have a long-term fix, and in that regard is where we have to do is breath hold training. It works very well because what we work on, we have 3 different breath hold trainings that I have in my functional breath course. The first one is the maximum breath hold, which is just a reference. You can always contact me, you get that lesson for free. I don't mind, just email me or whatever, or contact me on YouTube or Instagram, Facebook, whatever. I'll just send you the link so you can practice that. And you have the oxygen table and the carbon dioxide table as well. So what we do there is actually doing breath holds, hold your breath, but in my course you actually see how you do it in the safe way. Yeah? You have to do it in a consistent way. So you can do it every day, you can do it 4 times a week or 3 times a week, that's more than enough. But you can do it on a regular basis. Yeah, it really helps you for a lot of stuff, and not only for asthma. It helps you for your sport performance, it helps you for state of mind, it helps you for your physiology to really become more efficient, but also for your immune system and so on. Yeah? What it does, one of the few things in relation to asthma, what it does is that you are more comfortable with a higher concentration of carbon dioxide. So the higher your carbon dioxide is in your system, obviously the more dilated your airways become and the less restricted it is. All right, so that is about breath work, which is my favorite way to go about it. The other way is diet. I'm a very healthy boy, but I do like to eat, and I do like to eat a lot and good stuff. So it's always a matter of finding your balance and what works for you, and and adjusting it to your desire. We still live, so you still want to be able to have a bit of a nice life, to do what you want to do, right? So one of the things with your diet, so what it does is to control the mucus in your system. Why is that? We have mucus in our airways, and what it does, it actually cleans. It's there to clean out the lungs, so that the mucus goes out the lungs, and it actually trapped all the bacteria or pathogens, whatever it is, or viruses, whatever it is that's not supposed to be there. The mucus traps it and brings it out of the lungs. It's also a way for your throat. If you talk the whole day, that you that it doesn't dry out and so on. Yeah. But with mucus there is, you must know that mucus should be there where it's supposed to be, and sometimes mucus also goes into the intestines or the liver or even the lymphatic system or in the blood vessels and so on, and that is not the place where mucus should be, because if the mucus is there, it doesn't get out of the system so easily. So what we are doing is to get this mucus out as easy as possible, and to reduce to foods and drinks in your diet that creates mucus. Okay, so you can also go to my video where I show you 3 of my favorite teas. So you see teas here. There's 3 drinks that I think you should do. You should drink a lot, and it's 1, water. Drink as much water as you can. If you don't drink enough water, your trachea and so on dries out. It becomes restricted, less flexible, and it really also going to enhance that asthmatic reaction way quicker. Yeah? Another thing is teas. I have that video where I show you matcha tea, which is one of my favorite one. The one with cayenne pepper, turmeric, coconut oil and honey. Matcha tea is also with honey, by the way, and the other one with ginger, lemon, and cayenne pepper as well. Another drink which is very good is coffee. Obviously, don't drink too much coffee, because in the long term you really become tired. So if you drink coffee, it's okay. Like 1 or 2 cups a day is definitely okay. I stick with 1 or none. And I like to drink matcha tea, which also contains caffeine, but less than a cup of coffee. Yeah? So it still contains about half, I think it's half of what a normal cup of coffee has. So caffeine is very good because it's also bronchodilator, and it can last up to 4 hours. So it's also very good for that. But I really suggest drinking matcha tea, the powder form of concentrated green tea. It's very, very good for you, and not only because of that, it has a lot of antioxidants and so on. So it's very good. Then for food, we want to eat food that doesn't create mucus, right? And I'll show you what a couple of foods that you really should avoid. It's dairy, so no milk, no cheese, all these kind of stuff with lactose in it, and then we have here, we see corn, corn, soy, and canola. There's really, and grains, some of the grains, they're actually inflammation agents, so you don't really want them, because inflammation causes more mucus to produce, and what it actually does is when there's contaminants in the lungs and the mucus gets traps them, and every time we breathe in, we breathe out, they really kind of move around against the walls of the lungs, and it creates irritation, and then it gets completely inflamed. So you really don't want to have that. Also avoid eggs, pork, and fats like nuts, but don't eat too many fats. So actually, basically, what they say is eat a plant-based diet. Yeah? Just with a plant-based diet, very good. Problem is you just need to eat enough to get your calories. Myself, I'm not eating only plant-based. I also eat kind of everything in moderation. Kind of have a very diverse diet. Always eat as different as you can every day, so you get all the types of nutrients in your system. Yeah, keep it different every day. My life motto is as well, variation colors life, right? Things to eat, of course, we have avocado, we have fats like in seeds, like sunflower seeds or pumpkin seeds, we have what have I written here? Raw vegetables like greeny, leafy greens, raw veggies like squash and stuff like that. Ginger, obviously ginger is one of the best anti-inflammatory products. It's also very good with antioxidants, obviously, and so on. So ginger is the way to go, and a lot of fruit. Even though it contains a lot of sugar, it's good sugar. So never let someone tell you fruit is not good. It's one of the best things you can actually have to fight chronic diseases, fight pathogens like microorganisms or viruses or bacteria that should not supposed to be in your system, right? So these are the things that you should do and should eat to reduce the mucus in your system, and the less mucus you have, the less inflammation you have, the less mucus that goes into your body, like in your liver, in your lymphatic system, in your cardiovascular system and all of that. So it can leave the body way much easier via the lungs, via coughing, or via whatever it is, or via hot beverages that I've been showing you. So cool. So I hope this was kind of informing for you guys. I know it's a long video, but I had a question of a couple of people if we can influence asthmatic reactions and what they can do about it. So there we go. Just do this. Let me know if it helps you, and yeah, if you want to know more about breathing exercises and that, please go click in my link, click the link in my bio or in the description, depending on what social media channel you see this video. And yeah, or contact me on michiildevogelaar@gmail.com with a question, and I can definitely revert you to my course where there's a lot of value, a lot of exercises for different things, from breathing in everyday life, to take control of your mind, to be healthy, to boost your immune system, a better recovery after training, better training, creating more endurance, stamina and strength immediately and over time. So definitely a lot of value in my course, and still 75% discount up to the end of July. So the time is now. If you want, then the time is now to go and get it. So I hope to see you soon, guys. I hope to see you on the inside of the course, and have an inspired day.